Welcome to my channel. Let's get right into it now. Today is a day of reckoning. Yes, if you haven't heard the headlines of today, Prince, formerly known Prince Andrew, has been arrested, associated with the Epstein files. And this Epstein file count, the Epstein count, he's mentioned in the Epstein files 1,821 times. Now, the formerly known Prince Andrew is now known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Okay, and he's been charged with suspicion of misconduct, which it could, if found guilty, it's a life sentence. Now he's facing life in prison. Now, and it's more than likely not to happen, but it is what it is. Now, why is he arrested for suspicion of misconduct and not for the wrongdoings? Now, this thing is unraveling, so it's going to take some time, to basically put the case together. But when they charge you for something else, that's to get you off the streets, that's to get you in their possession, and then they will formally charge you and then let the chips fall, just like the P. Diddy situation. And I'm sitting back wondering, like, wow, now I know why P. Diddy is still in jail. Okay, because he's like, a Jeffrey Epstein, part two. Okay, utilizing, footage, blackmailing, things like that. So this is what this thing is all about, and it has hit the fan today. So, like I said, formerly known Prince Andrew has been arrested and is deeply associated with the Epstein files. And we've been on the Epstein files, and like I said, I went in and I put his name in, and like I said, yes, 1,821 times that formerly known Prince Andrew, which is Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. He's in the files 1,821 times. And I went to the files. I said, let me go find an email, okay, or an email chain that actually started this situation, that implemented him or put him in it. So let's go to the files. And if you haven't, hit the like, hit the notification, hit the subscription, because we're going to keep that same energy, because, God's people sharing our prayers due to the lack of knowledge. And these people are not who they portray or who they want us to think they are. So now I'm going to the email. Okay. And this email is from Peggy Siegel. Okay. And it's dated back to in 2010, December 1st of 2010. And if you did not know who Peggy Siegel is, and this is the radio show, Peggy Siegel is Jeffrey Epstein. And this is a Variety magazine article dated February 10th of 2026. It says, let me see here, Jeffrey Epstein's in Hollywood. How the notorious pedophile used Oscar guru Peggy Siegel to help get back into high society. I'm going to say this again. How the notorious pedophile, they're referring to Jeffrey Epstein as the notorious pedophile. The notorious pedophile used Oscar guru Peggy Siegel to get back into high society. And like I said, a pedophile, the notorious pedophile. And Ted Lieu, he's going to be known as a whistleblower, because Ted Lieu basically said, if you're associated with Jeffrey Epstein after his pedophilia conviction, or the human trafficking, or the minor prostitutes, whatever his case was, Ted Lieu said, if you associated with him after that point, you are guilty. And that came from a congressman. A congressman's representative, Ted Lieu, went on record in a press conference and said, if you associated with Jeffrey Epstein after the conviction, okay, the prostitution of minors and sex trafficking minors that he pled guilty for, if you associated him with, after the fact, that you are guilty. That's what Ted Lieu said. That's what your representative said. And like I said, everyone, should get an opportunity to go to court or, get their just due. But, when it comes from an elected official, that's when it happens. And I put the video out yesterday, and today they arrested formerly known Prince Charles. No, Prince, that's Prince Charles's brother. Prince, no, he's not even a prince. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. That's who he is known as now, the former prince. And the kicker is they arrested this man on his 66th birthday. Today is his birthday. So what a birthday present to get. You turn 66 and you get arrested, meaning more than likely he will never see the light of day, because these individuals are connected with so many people. You know, this is what they call the sacrificial lambs, because, you know, when they put the RICO out on Puffy and all of this and got all these people off the streets, then it's like, okay, who are we going to sacrifice? Because they got to sacrifice somebody to protect them. So let's take the prince crown away. You know, let's dethrone the prince. And he's been in the Epstein files, you know, and actually he's one of the ones that's been accused by the accusers. And if you did not know, one of the females committed suicide and she threw him under the bus, as well as former President Obama. Okay, we're going to get into that. But I'm going to get to the email. So basically, I want y'all to know who Peggy Siegel is. Peggy Siegel is the Oscar guru who brought Jeffrey back in. Okay. And on July 22nd, Peggy Siegel, one of New York's cultural ringmasters, welcomed Jeffrey Epstein home from prison. Okay. Welcome Jeffrey Epstein home from prison. And here's the email. And these names is shocking. Okay. And this was Wednesday, December 10th of 2010. Okay. At 7:44 a.m. She sent an email. You ready for this? To ABC employee. Okay. George Stephanopoulos. Wow. Peggy Siegel emailed George to invite him to Jeffrey Epstein's, a convicted pedophile, to his welcome home event. Okay. And here's what the email says. It says, George, do you think less of me, but I'm putting together a very last minute casual dinner for Prince Andrew, who is in New York on an unofficial private visit. Please come and bring Allie. If you did not know, Allie is George's wife. Okay. Now the list 4, and we are keeping this very private and small. Prince Andrew, Woody Allen, and Soon Yi, which is Willie Allen's wife. Check this out. Another journalist, Katie Couric. Wow. Now we see when people be saying, oh, the news is fake and the news has got an agenda. Okay, why is this anchor person, Katie Couric, being invited to Jeffrey's welcome home party? Now, Jeffrey Epstein, you know, where Andrew, let me see here, that, you know, Jeffrey Epstein, where Andrew is staying, Jeffrey's house is one of the largest single dwelling in New York. It's beautiful. So come to blank for a very interesting, fast, fun dinner. XOXO means love, Peggy. So according to Ted Lieu, they all guilty. And if Ted Lieu got something right about what the congressman said, because Andrew associated with Epstein, you know, literally soon as he got out. And where is he now? And that's crazy. So the plot thickens. And I can go with the emails and do the email change. But look, George Stephanopoulos, you know, ABC employee. Okay, invited to the party. And like I said, here's the email chain of the conversation of the email. Let me see here. All right. So title, Thursday small dinner for Prince Andrew. Okay, sent by Peggy. And then George responded. Hi, Peggy. Let me see here. Hi, Peggy. Little emergency. Both of the girls have 102 fever. So they got girls that literally had a fever, were sick, you know. And then he says, I can still make it, but Allie can't. Sorry, G. And that's what they called Peggy. Sorry, G. And then Peggy hit back. Okay, totally fine. That's why we're starting at 8 p.m. So come on time and you will have private time with Andrew because he's staying at the house. Peg. Okay. And then George sent it back. Let me see here. Okay, I'll probably have to duck out about 10 because he got to go to work for ABC. Okay, because he have to do the morning show and he has to wake up at 3:15 in the morning. But Allie, he said his wife will be there and she will be the life of the party. Wow. Okay, and here's Peg. Perfect. Come at 8 p.m. and I am emailing and calling a few more now. And we'll keep you updated on who else is coming, but small. Okay, can you send me Allie's email phone because I want to talk to her later. Okay, we'll love to, Peggy. Thanks. Right around the corner from our house. And I'm sitting back like, wow. But man, who's next? That's the question. But it's top down. Just think about it. It's top down. So now, that we're really learning and understanding, what's going on, it is what it is. So let's go ahead and just, get to it. Let's stop playing, because like I said, a lot of you really don't understand what's going on. But these people are not who they want us to think they are. I'm going to say that again. These people are not who they want us to think they are. Who's next? Okay, if you can, dethrone a prince, and then, he's mentioned in the files 1,821 times. I mean, what about the other individuals? Now, Woody Allen right now, I did a body count or Epstein count for Woody Allen because he's invited to the party. And let me see here, as well as George. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, Woody Allen. And when I went to his file, I was like, I'm going to have to do a whole series on him. That's a lot. I'm not going to go there. But his Epstein count is 7,077. Okay, that he's mentioned in the files. And that's Woody Allen. Okay. And Woody Allen, like I said, is it guilty by association? I don't know. But it is what it is. But Prince Andrew arrested on his birthday, and he's charged with suspicion of misconduct, and it can actually get him a life sentence. George Stephanopoulos and his woman and his wife, basically was invited to Epstein's welcome home party. And the thing, it just get bigger. The plot just thickens. So let's go ahead and, check out a few videos, and I'm going to respond because the Epstein files is real. The Epstein files is real. So Prince Andrew is on the files. Check. So who else is on the file? Woody Allen is on the file, but that's a whole nother situation. That's a whole nother situation because he caught some sanctions, and, it's right here in plain sight. Okay. But let's go ahead. Since we dealing with, the top dogs, since we dealing with, the princes and all of that stuff. So let's just get it out the way. Let's just deal with the elephant in the room, because if you did not know, Chrissy Teigen, who's John Legend's wife, implemented the Obamas. And like I said, these people are not who, we think they are. Okay. And, we're going to just follow this rabbit hole and see where it leads us. Now, this is Chrissy Teigen right here. Okay. And basically, Chrissy Teigen, she blocked 1 million Twitter users in the Epstein conspiracy. But it's not a conspiracy. This thing is real. But this is what they asked Chrissy Teigen at an event. And she basically, implemented the Obamas. She implemented the Obamas. And it was two sides of this little situation. And some people were smart. You go in there and a lot of these emails are encrypted and all of that. But here's some information, and it's out in the public. I didn't make this up. I'm just a messenger. So let's just see what Chrissy Teigen say. Check this out. It's unbelievable. And you ready? Put your seatbelt on. This was a question asked, and we're going to talk about it.
Public place, you did it. Is this the best or the worst?
Public place, you did it. Check it out. And this is a fundraiser hosted by P. Diddy himself. Okay. Because Epstein was who he is, and P. Diddy is like an Epstein. He's a pawn on the chessboard, but in other circles, he's the king on his own chessboard. But in the sense of these circles with Epstein, doing the same thing, he's just on the West Coast, and Epstein was on the Eastern Seaboard. Check this out.
The best?
Okay, the best? Probably the Obama thing.
The Obama thing?
John! What's the
Look at John Legend.
Oh, God. John? What?
P. Diddy party.
We're not going to discuss that. We're not. Oh, my God. Secret Service.
Wow, Chrissy. Why did you do that?
We're not talking about it. That's the truth.
That is an awesome answer.
Not the White House.
Not the-
It was
It
not
was not at the White House.
100% not the White House.
He was not elected yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to say, Chrissy,
Public place, you did it. Is this the best or the worst?
what do you do?
The best.
Okay, the best. Probably the Obama thing.
The Obama thing.
John, what's it? Oh God.
Wow.
Oh God.
John,
What?
what?
Wow. These people are
We're
not
not gonna discuss that.
who they want us
We're not.
to think
Oh my God.
they are.
Secret Service. Come here, jump back here.
Better Black America Radio Show. Hit that like, notification,
We're not
subscription.
talking about it. That's the truth.
That is an awesome answer.
Wow.
It was
It was not at the White House.
100% not the White House.
He was not elected yet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow, wow, wow. President Obama.
Okay. Anyway, we're moving on.
I'm sorry.
And that was on Entertainment Tonight. Okay. So if you don't want the video up and you got an issue with me reporting on this or sharing this information, take it down. Not my page, but where I got it from. And as I was seeing it for the first time, I noticed that there were some tweets because Chrissy Teigen, she blocked 1 million followers on Twitter, that was basically going in on her. And like I said, this is the phenomenon that Willie Lynch was afraid of. So as the clip was going, her tweets was coming up. So I'm going to read her tweets. Okay. So we already saw it in full and I'll play it one more time, but I'm going to stop it and read the tweets. Okay. Don't trip because a lot of y'all, and like I said, it's the radio show. A lot of people don't see, they're listening to it in their cars on their way to work. I'm a fan of long radio my whole life. And this is how we, came up with the concept, a Better Black America Radio Show. And these things are, we want you to hear it. Don't trip off the visuals. We're going to get there, but I'm going to read the emails because a lot of people will sit back, just let the video play. Okay, well, you go ahead and listen to it. But right now, in a sense of content, I'm going to read her tweets that she literally took down after blocking over 1 million Twitter followers. Okay.
Public place, you did it. Is this the best or the worst? What do you do?
John sweating on that.
Okay, the best.
Okay, boom. Chrissy Teigen. Let me see here. If you said, eat this, let me see here. This is Chrissy Teigen's Twitter. If you said, eat this one bite of human and you can eat any other meat the rest of your life, or Chrissy, you eat turkey forever. And Chrissy said, I'll eat human. Okay. I know my light is blinding, but that's the tweet from her verified account. Okay. The next one.
Probably the Obama thing.
Okay. And right here, Chrissy Teigen. Okay. At Kevin Shockey. Nah, he said just the cleanest and the best pleasure is to have sex with a 13-year-old. Up until that. Ha 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 ha. Chrissy Teigen, and it's dated June 12th of 24. Here's the tweet. And like I said, if y'all don't want it up, go to Twitter. This is off Twitter. Let's go.
John.
And yeah, I said that. Let that sink in. And it said, let me see here. And best pleasure is to have sex with a 13-year-old up until that, meaning 13 and under. And this is on John Legend's wife. And, he fooled me because he told me they was ordinary people. Clearly, they're not. Let's go.
What's it? Oh, God.
Here's another one. I am about to Anthony Weiner this kid. Chrissy Teigen just said, I'm about to Anthony Weiner these kids when implementing the best sexual experience they had was the Obama thing. And I'm going to say this. These people are not who they want us to think they are.
Oh, God.
John.
What?
Okay, Chrissy Teigen. I'm reading the tweets. A little boy in the pageant now. Finally, eye candy for me. Chrissy Teigen, Twitter, verified account. Wow.
We're not going to discuss that.
Okay, here's another one. Oh, man, I'm confused. Let me see here. Doubt with notes on a scandal. Man, wanted to see grossness between a hot teacher and kid. Man, oh, damn, man. I'm reading it. You see it right here. Chrissy Teigen's, John Legend's wife, tweeted, oh, man, I'm confused. Doubt with notes on a scandal, man. Wanted to see grossness between a hot teacher and a kid, man. Oh, damn, man. Wow. These people are not who they want us to think they are. And she just implemented the Obamas and said that one of their best sexual experiences was the Obama thing. Hey, go get her.
We're not. We're not.
Oh my God.
All right, here's another one. It's a little hard to read, but it says, let me see here. What did I say? Okay. Seeing little girls do the splits half naked is just, I want to put myself in jail. Seeing little girls do the split half naked, I want to put myself in jail. So she's watching, probably what the pedophiles are watching. Little girls doing the splits. Let's go.
Secret Service. Jump back in. We can jump.
Here's another one. What we got? Pedophiles delight. Toddlers and tiara star for Don's fake boobs butts. Okay. Pedophiles delight. Okay. Toddlers and tiaras star for Don's fake boobs butt. Pedophile, wow. I don't know. I don't know they code. So this is like the Pizzagate. Cheese, no cheese, pepperoni, and Kit Kats and all that other talk.
We're not talking about it. That's the truth.
Okay. Skinny pedos drink Pedolite. I'm going to say that again. Chrissy Teigen says skinny pedos drink Pedolite. And I'm reading Chrissy Teigen's tweets.
Not the White House. It was not
It was not at the White House.
100% not the White House.
He was not elected yet.
Okay, just saw a baby that looked like a porn star, like a trashy do anything porn star. Is this wrong to think? Just saw a baby that looked like a porn star, like a trashy do anything porn star. Is this wrong to think? Chrissy Teigen, verified Twitter. Okay, I'm bored. Really want to watch kids give birth. Where can I watch teens give birth? MTV? I mean, that doesn't make sense, but I'll try. Chrissy Teigen, verified Twitter account. Wow. And this and that. President Barack Obama. He look. All right, I'm gonna let it play it through its entirety. Then I'm gonna transition to another little video. Hey, it's a Better Black America radio show. Hit the like, hit the notifications, hit the subscription, and like I said, it's the Epstein files. It's getting real ugly.
Public place, you did it. Is this the best or the worst? What do you do?
The best.
Okay, the best. Probably the Obama thing.
John. What's that? Oh God.
Oh God.
John.
What?
What?
We're not going to discuss that. We're not. We're not.
Oh my God. Secret Service. Come here. Jump back in. We can jump.
We're not talking about it. That's the truth.
That is an awesome answer.
Not the White House. It was not
It
the
was
White
not at the White
House.
House.
100% not the White House.
He was not elected yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we're moving on.
I'm sorry.
Okay, and you heard him say that he hasn't got elected yet. Okay, and this is public information right here because this was the after party of the function that they attended. And check this out.
Yeah, there you go. Y'all, thank you. And I just want to say how much I appreciate Puff Dad for doing the kinds of work that he's doing, because he doesn't have to do this. But this is part of what is important about giving back.
We applaud you, and I want to apologize for not sweating, but I do this so much. I'm so cool. I just want y'all to see everybody I'm interviewing is sweating. I'm not even touching my brow. I'm so cool, and I want to apologize. I ain't trying to make you look bad or nothing like that, but I'm just so cool. We
T-shirt. I tell you, if he was wearing one of those fancy designer clothes he's designing, he'd be sweating just like me.
Wow.
Thank you.
So, was he wiping off baby oil? P. Diddy and Epstein was doing the same thing. Puffy just did it, on the surface. Epstein is the evildoers in high places, if you will, because Chrissy Teigen and John Legend said this was before he got elected. And this is the after party or the function. You got Obama sweating. And apparently he's faded. Nothing wrong with getting faded, because you just look at him. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll let it play, and then I'm going to comment on it right now. But just check out his demeanor. He's faded. Check it out. And these people are not who they want us to think they are. OK, because Obama's mentioned. I'm not going to tell you how many times he in there, but it's a lot. And there's actually more than it's a lot. I mean, I'm just coming off the dome. I believe it's 1,800 times. But Obama and Puffy, Puffy was doing the same thing, but a different. It wasn't more of the pedophile. It was more sickness. OK, now check Obama out. He's clearly intoxicated.
And I just want to say how much I appreciate Puff Dad for doing.
You see that? I just want to appreciate Puff Dad. You know what I'm saying? Puff Daddy. Look at faded.
Puff Dad for
faded.
How much I appreciate Puff Dad for doing the kinds of work.
Faded.
How much I appreciate Puff Dad for doing the kinds of work that he
faded.
Puff Dad for doing. Puff Dad for
faded.
I appreciate Puff Dad for doing the kinds of work that.
Man, these people are not who they want us to think they are. Now, is Obama next? I mean, it's top down. This is why he has to go out and podcast. This is why he got to go out and campaign. This is why he got to go out and can't just retire gracefully, from being a president of the United States. But he got to go out and try to help, the liberals or the Democrats stay in power, because he's a part of that operation, and Jeffrey Epstein was clearly the ringmaster. He was the Don Dada. He called the shots, because clearly they welcomed him home. ABC News anchor George Stephanopoulos and Peggy, one of the largest publicists in the entertainment industry, and they called her a Oscar guru, meaning if you rock with Peggy, you can win an Oscar. Okay, so. The rabbit is out the hat. These people are not who they say, who they want us to think they are. And I'm going to just say this, my timeline. This came across my timeline. And this is Newsmax Baby. OK, and if you got an issue with the video, I got it from Newsmax Baby. Hit the follow him on, or follow the channel on Instagram. But this hit my timeline. And it shook me up, but hey, it's gonna shake everybody up. So a lot of people forgot about what's going on, but these situations, like Arsenio Hall used to say, things that make you say, make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. Okay, because these things, it's a reckoning, and there's a cleansing of unrighteousness that's unraveling, and these people are not who they want us to think they are. And they got, somehow could convince some people to fall in love and to admire people that are really, really not good people. So I'm going to go ahead and close with this. Check this video out. And it came from Newsmax. And, hey, let's go.
Secret from the Epstein files has been released, and it involves Barack Obama. Picture this. A sun-drenched Martha's Vineyard afternoon in 2023. Barack Obama's personal chef, Tafari Campbell, paddles out on a serene pond and never returns alive. The official story? A tragic drowning in just 8 feet of water. But what if I told you it was no accident? What if it was a cold-blooded murder orchestrated from the shadows of power? Straight from the Epstein files, the truth explodes like a grenade. Jeffrey Epstein didn't just traffic in secrets, he hoarded them like weapons. And one of his deadliest bombshells? Barack Obama's hidden life. Campbell wasn't just a chef flipping burgers for the elite. He was Obama's confidant, his shadow in the kitchen and beyond. But he knew too much. Intimate details of a forbidden romance. Obama and Campbell, entangled in a web of passion that could shatter the former president's pristine image. Lovers in secret, bound by desire, but threatened by exposure. When Campbell threatened to spill the beans, perhaps a tell-all book or a leak to the press, Obama couldn't risk it. The administration's ghosts stirred. A setup was born. A staged paddleboard outing. A swift, silent hit. Drowned? Hardly. Strangled, silenced, sunk in shallow waters to mimic misfortune, all to bury the scandal forever. But Epstein knew. His infamous trove of blackmail, videos, documents, dirt on the Democratic elite, he held the proof. Obama, puppeteered by Epstein's invisible strings, dancing to the tune of the party he once led. Epstein controlled them all. Clintons, Bidens, the whole corrupt cabal. This was his ace against Obama, leverage to bend the mighty to his will. From the highs of the White House to the depths of depravity, this story rips open the veil. Was it love turned lethal? Power poisoned by paranoia? Or just another elite cover-up in a world where truth drowns easier than men? In the Epstein empire of extortion, no secret stays submerged forever. Follow at Newsmax.baby at Jonathan Gregory.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. Whew. That's crazy. You know, and it make you think, you know, what happened to Twitch? Remember the DJ on Ellen? You know, what happened to the beautiful female? The black beauty pageant somehow was, you know, jumped off a 23rd floor building. Makes you really think. Okay. And we really got to understand that we just can't continue to, you know, be divided. And, you know, these things are coming out because what you do in the dark comes to the light. And they literally, you know, had these people establish themselves and their lifestyles on sand and sticks with no solid foundation. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, it's top down. The formerly known Prince Andrew, who's his name is Batten Renzer now, you know, was arrested for suspicion of misconduct, which has nothing to do with the pedophilia, but he's mentioned in the Epstein files 1,821 times. Obama's mentioned in the Epstein files 1,300 times. And it seems like Jeffrey Epstein was calling the shots and he had dirt on all of them. And actually Puffy was doing the same thing. And that's why he's probably still in jail. So with that being said, hit the like, hit the notification, a Better Black America Talk radio show. Follow me on my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, a Better Black America TV, and hit those likes, hit those notifications. But God's people shall not perish due to lack of knowledge. And the Epstein files has basically got its first casualty, and it's from up. So typically they say shit rolls downhill. So it's about to blow. With that being said, y'all have an amazing day. This is your man, Bushan Glover, signing out. A Better Black America Talk radio show. Peace out.